afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe Corradetti from Lakeshore Insurance, and I'm the current board president for the Mayfield Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm welcoming you all to our first ever virtual State of the Cities address. We are doing things a little different this year, but I hope you'll find the content just as valuable as it ever was. Technology has been our friend during this pandemic. It has enabled a lot of us to keep doing business, albeit a little different. As a chamber, one of our goals is to be a bridge from our cities to our business community, which is why we hold these annual updates. I want to thank Minutemen HR for sponsoring our video today. If any businesses need a second opinion on HR or workers' compensation programs, please reach out and we'll put you in touch with Joe Longano, as he is our MACC rep and consultant for Minutemen HR. I'm now going to turn this over to our city representatives for those updates. I want to wish everyone a safe, healthy, and happy holiday season. I also want to thank our current board for all the time they put in to making our chamber run smoothly. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.
Good afternoon. My name is Chuck Brunello Jr., and I am the mayor of the city of Highland Heights. I have proudly served as mayor for almost 2 years. Prior to becoming the mayor, I served as councilman at large for 7 years, was council president, and served as the Community Day chairman for 10 years. While 2020 has been a challenge for most all of us in many different ways, we in Highland Heights have kept things as positive and as normal as we can for our friends, families, residents, and businesses throughout the year. In 2020, the city of Highland Heights celebrated its centennial birthday. Unfortunately, many of the events we had scheduled to celebrate this milestone were canceled due to the pandemic. We are hopeful that these events can be scheduled in 2021. Our city hall was closed to the public for a short period of time, but has remained open for much of the year. The Highland Heights Community Center has been closed for most of the year, with the exception of conducting in-person city council and commission meetings. Despite 2020 being a challenging year, we were able to offer a wide variety of events to our residents, fashionably modified, which included a citywide visit from the Easter Bunny on our fire engine, a 25th year Memorial Day observance, as well as a drive-through town on Memorial Day, remembering all who served, a Gold Star Memorial dedication with our award-winning garden club, and an abundance of birthday parades led by our police and fire department vehicles, and a welcome home parade with the Mayfield Wildcat Marching Band. The city of Highland Heights remains financially strong with a general fund balance of just over $8.5 million. Due to the pandemic, our local city taxes are down approximately $580,000 or 5%. The city received $424,000 in CARES Act funding, with most of those funds allocated to the fire department for equipment. These funds were also used for touchless equipment, sanitizing supplies, and technology upgrades. In an effort to help our local small businesses, I, along with City Council and our Economic Development Committee, implemented a Small Business Relief Economic Grant Program. The intent was to assist our local small businesses to help pay fixed debts, payroll, accounts payable, and bills that cannot be paid due to the impact of the pandemic. The city provided 33 businesses in our community with a grant ranging from $250 to $2,500. In total, $66,500 was distributed. Our commercial businesses remain strong. Progressive Insurance continues to expand within our city with the purchase of an additional building on Alpha Drive. Completion of the renovation is expected in the summer of 2021. In addition, Norman Noble is also expanding with the purchase of a third building on Avion Park Drive. Despite the current state of businesses during this pandemic, the city of Highland Heights remains an optimal location for new businesses. I am pleased to welcome Metropolitan Veterinary Hospital to the city of Highland Heights. Metropolitan Veterinary Hospital, which has their main location in Copley, near Akron, will be completely renovating and moving into the former Lancer Insurance Building on Alpha Drive. They are due to open in the spring of 2021. The city of Highland Heights entered into a CRA agreement with Metropolitan Veterinary Hospital, which will be bringing in over 70 employees by 2025. I am also excited to announce that Lake Business Products will be moving their headquarters to Highland Heights early in January 2021. the city entered into a grant agreement with Lake Business Products, which will be located on Minor Road in the former Alloy Bellows building. Lake Business Products will be bringing 70-plus employees to our community, and we welcome them to our great city. The City of Highland Heights welcomes several new retail businesses to our community this year. Poke Fresh restaurant opened in the former Qdoba location on Wilson Mills next to Panera. Fitness Together and Beyond Juicery and Eatery opened next to Chipotle on Wilson Mills. La Fiesta Mexican restaurant will be opening in the former Pizza Fire location in the shops at Alpha sometime early 2021. The outbuilding on Wilson Mills was also completed and is home to Dunkin' and Panini's Bar and Grill. In what has been a challenging year for our local restaurants in a COVID kind of year, variances were given, where possible, to our local eateries to enable them to provide for outdoor dining. The construction of new homes on North Legend Court in the Aberdeen community was completed this year. This area is comprised of 14 lots off a minor road near the border of Lake County. The Maypine development is the last residential development in Highland Heights with approximately 12 lots waiting to be built on. For the second year, the city has responded to our residents' overwhelming concerns regarding the deer population. In 2019, the City of Highland Heights created a deer management program in conjunction with the United States Department of Agriculture and the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Wildlife. A deer management plan was devised, and we will be moving forward with this long-term commitment later this year and in early 2021. It is our sincere hope that we will be able to manage the deer in our city while being responsive to the concerns of our residents. Over the summer, the City of Highland Heights took delivery of a new fire engine, number 811. It replaced a 1989 fire engine. This new engine was designed to meet the current needs of the department as well as anticipating the future needs and should be with us for 20 to 25 years. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, much of the event programming for our senior citizens was canceled. In recognition of the city's centennial birthday, the Highland Heights Seniors sponsored a centennial trivia contest for our senior residents. 4 winners were selected and received their prizes in a random drawing based on most questions answered correctly. We were still able to successfully hold our annual holiday takeout meal program for senior residents within the Hillcrest community. A Thanksgiving meal was available for pickup with curbside service at our community center, along with a holiday meal, which we will also distribute via curbside next Thursday. We look forward to continuing our good work with the Community Partnership on Aging and hope to resume some programming and events in 2021 when it is safe to do so. Our 2020 Community Day was canceled due to the pandemic. We have big plans to celebrate our centennial birthday with our Community Day by bringing back our annual parade and having a large fireworks display. We look forward to celebrating this event in 2021. Despite being in the middle of this pandemic, I felt it was important to have some recreation programs available for our residents to enjoy safely. I made the decision to open our swimming pool to Highland Heights residents only, as well as to offer baseball and softball leagues while maintaining necessary proper social distancing protocols. I am proud to say we successfully and safely gave our kids the ability to play and have fun this past summer. We also successfully held 3 Music at the Gazebo events over the summer. While we are all trying to feel some sense of normalcy, this was a great way to be outside while enjoying some great live music from our local entertainers. The annual Children's Halloween party still took place, but in a modified version. The event was held outside in our city park and was well attended by about 400 people. This year's Halloween party was a candy maze. All of my staff and members of council dressed up in a costume as each family safely came to each of the 32 tables for candy treats. We continued to make numerous improvements in our city park. New bleachers were installed and cement pads as well. Additional upgrades to our old pool house building, renovated score tower, 2 new bocce courts, as well as multiple sidewalk and cement repairs, most of which were done in-house with the service department staff. Lastly, what I am most pleased about is the renovation of our Diamond 1 baseball field. Upgrades included new fencing, regrading of the field, concrete work, enhanced drainage, and upgraded infield materials. We successfully completed our 2020 road program, which included the resurfacing of Brainerd Road, water line replacement, street overlay, and newly installed sidewalks on Strumbly Drive. We also completed repaving on Roy, Esther, and Renee roads, along with miscellaneous concrete repairs throughout the city. New sidewalks were also installed throughout the city, including on Alpha Drive. Overall, $1.6 million was spent on road projects this year. This past year, our service department held 2 shred days, one in July, which was originally scheduled in April, and one in October. We also hosted household hazardous waste and computer roundup events. In addition, we added a campaign sign recycling and spring cleanout event for residents who drop off their unneeded campaign signs and unwanted goods from their home. All of these events were very well received and much appreciated. I am very proud of the city services available to our residents and the businesses in Highland Heights. In what has been a difficult and challenging year, I am grateful to everyone on my staff at the city, including all of my department heads, our new service director, Brian Belfiore, new executive assistant, Jolene Grieve, council members, baseball and softball commissioners, the pool director, and the many coaches we had over the summer. We could not provide the quality services and programs to our residents and businesses without their hard work and the hard work and dedication of their staff members. Thank you for this opportunity. I am honored to serve as the mayor of Highland Heights. Stay well, everyone, and together we will remain strong and get through this difficult time as safely as we can. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank the Chamber for inviting me to share all the good things that are happening in Mayfield Heights. Although this has been a challenging year for all of us, today I would like to highlight the many ways we are building a strong community. However, I do not work alone. I have a great team. The dedicated staff at City Hall and council members work diligently providing services for our residents. This past year, we made repairs to the city infrastructure, which was partially funded through grants. Road repair work was completed on Chelmsford and on sections of Mayfield Road and on Genesee. We began a sidewalk program which started in October on the northwest side of the city. We recently were awarded funding from the county for resurfacing of Gates Mills Boulevard from Cedar Road to Sound. And Dan Gerson, our city engineer, has done a remarkable job coordinating efforts and overseeing the road and sidewalk repair programs. With the passage of Issue 9, we welcome the opportunities for tremendous growth. The additional tax revenue will be used for road and sidewalk repairs, as well as a much anticipated new pool and park additions. Also, multi-use trails the residents will enjoy for years to come. Sean Ward, the Director of Parks and Recreation, and his staff work diligently conducting focus groups and providing surveys to residents to fully understand what upgrades and amenities are important to our residents. The Recreation Department gathered the results and are carefully drafting preliminary plans. The Recreation Department has applied for grants with the Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency, the Sewer District, and the county to secure funds to build these multi-purpose trails, which will connect to neighboring cities and the metro parks. The trail project will complement the city's investment in the new pool and parks project. They faced numerous challenges this year and through it all offered modified programs and services for our residents while carefully following CDC guidelines. Our strong financial management is headed by our finance director, Karen Fagan, and through this COVID crisis, we have remained financially stable. The city will be utilizing a portion of our CARES Act funding to establish a small business relief program. Businesses could receive up to $2,500 to assist them with payroll, rent, or mortgage payments, utilities, or PPE supplies. We have all been affected by the pandemic, and the pandemic has hit small businesses especially hard. Hopefully, the assistance will provide some well-deserved relief. Tom Jameson and his staff in the building department have helped residents, businesses, and developers with improvements, expansions, and new projects. Many new businesses opened this year, which include My Salon Suites, Parkside Grill, Bank of America, Christopher John Salon, Bob's Discount Furniture, Hair by Chrissy, Jeffrey Campbell CPA, and Kitty Company. Anthology, a senior living facility, recently opened on Lander Haven Drive. This beautiful facility offers several living options for residents. There are only 2 Anthology facilities in Ohio, and we're pleased they chose Mayfield Heights. The Mayland property was purchased this year. The 17+ acres of land yields a new opportunity within the city. Although plans have not been submitted, we are on our way to beautifying the area with new businesses, shops, and gathering areas for residents and visitors. The new development will breathe new life into our retail corridor and will attract additional development. Our safety forces have been on the front line of this pandemic, and we should all be proud of their dedication and service. This year, the fire department call volume was slightly down from last year. However, calls increased a bit during April and May with the onset of the pandemic. Chief Elliott was in close contact with the County Board of Health Department and took every precaution to keep his department and our residents safe. This past year, we hired 2 new firefighters and 3 firefighters retired. Last year, we purchased a new fire truck, which replaced a 1989 fire truck, and this year, we purchased a new Lifeline Rescue Squad. Reliable equipment is vital for first responders serving our residents. Chief Bittner oversees 37 police officers. I am proud of the service our officers provide. The constant training provided to our officers allows them to serve our community well. The department is in the process of becoming CALIA certified, which is the gold standard of public safety. They have a constant presence in the Mayfield School District as resource officers. We added new technology to address crime by installing license plate readers in and around the city, and we recently purchased 15 new body cams for our officers. I'm pleased to announce we recently released the first edition of the Community Connection newsletter. The Community Connection is a monthly e-newsletter which will be sent out via email the first week of every month to our residents. We learned from the recent Parks, Pool, and Recreation Survey project this summer, residents are interested in receiving information promptly. This is an ideal way to reach thousands of our residents, keeping them informed of programs, city events, updates, and seasonal reminders. Residents can go to our website to sign up. We have received positive feedback from our residents on this newsletter. So I want to say thank you again to the Chamber for allowing me to brag about Mayfield Heights. I hope everyone remains safe and healthy, and you have my sincerest hopes for a healthy, happy, and blessed holiday season. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm John Marquardt, Mayfield Village's Economic Development Manager, speaking on behalf of Mayor Brenda Bodnar. And I will go ahead and apologize up front that I'm nowhere near as good a speaker as she is. So I thank you for tuning in and staying tuned in over the next few minutes. We obviously had hoped to address everyone at the Chamber's luncheon this year, but times being what they are, we just can't do that. And we appreciate the opportunity to record this video. I guess it's the new normal, and we hope everyone's staying safe during the pandemic. Like everyone else's January, I think 2020 began pretty routinely for Mayfield Village. Our first order of business was to swear in a new councilwoman, Jennifer Jurasek, and a new councilman, Denny Murphy. Both of them hit the ground running, and we welcome them aboard. We also thank Councilman Joe Saponaro and Dr. Stephen Parker, outgoing councilman, for their years of dedicated service. Of course, shortly after that January council meeting, the whole world went sideways on us, and here we are in our basement offices and dining room offices. Without revisiting the pandemic itself, because who wants to do that at this point, suffice it to say that the COVID crisis has impacted the village's finances. Fortunately, we were not as heavily impacted as some of our peer communities. We're thankful for that. Tax collections were actually very, very strong in fact ahead of budget in the first portion of the year, which has helped to sustain us. In fact, year to date, receipts have remained pretty close to budget. Cash reserves also remain very strong, which helps us to continue providing the kind of high-level service that we're proud to give our residents day in and day out. Looking ahead to 2021, all village departments have put together conservative budgets, as we simply can't forecast how long this situation is going to last. Hopefully not too long, but we need to plan for the worst. The good news is Mayfield Village is in excellent hands. We're very, very fortunate to have strong, capable leadership, both in the mayor's office as well as all council seats. All 7 council members are terrific, and we appreciate the work that they put in keeping things running here in the village. The other part of the equation is we have just a top-notch finance director, Ron Wynn, who's as good as they come. So I'm confident that once all the dust settles, Mayfield Village will kind of land back on our feet. From the beginning of the situation, Mayfield Village has taken the crisis very seriously. And we were in fact among the first here locally to unfortunately cancel some of the programming that our residents have come to love. This summer just wasn't quite the same without those concerts at the Grove, our terrific 4th of July fireworks program, our cruise night on Wilson Mills. Those were all missing. I know I missed them, but I think the village did a good thing by erring on the side of caution, and we also did our best to continue some programming where we could. Some of our senior programming stayed operating. Parkview Swimming Pool operated differently, but we're proud that we were able to keep it open for residents. Some of our athletic programs continued safely as well. So we did our best to provide what we could this year, and we really appreciate the community's understanding and flexibility this year. With some time and proper precautions, we'll get back together before too long. On the capital side, we continued full steam ahead this year. Actually, the lower than usual amounts of traffic on our roads made the road repair program actually go a little smoother than usual this year. Construction was a little less stressful than in years past. This year's program included over $1 million worth of repairs to Somme Center, North Commons, Parkview, Wilson Mills, Highland, Lander, and Somme Court. On the downside, however, we've been forced to put the road program on hold for 2021 due to the pandemic. We just simply don't know what next year will bring. Our main commercial corridor, Beta Drive, was slated for repairs and upgrades next year, but our village engineer has inspected it and determined it's in good enough shape to be able to make it until things stabilize for us. So I promise we won't forget about all the folks on Beta. We will do our best to deliver a great street that works for all of our businesses just as soon as we can. This year, responding to some residents' requests, we're also proud to have completed some new sidewalks along Wilson Mills, which finally connect the easternmost part of the village, Echo Drive and Village Trail, to the center of town. And the minute they were open, they were being heavily used, we're proud to say. As you know, Mayfield Village really prides itself on our recreational facilities, our recreational programs. We think they're among the finest anywhere. And this year saw the completion of what is absolutely the coolest playground you'll ever see. Parkview Playground up near the swimming pool and soccer fields was sort of hitting the end of its useful life. And our Assistant Recreation Director, Danielle Echt, took that as a signal to really think bigger and better and not just replace some old equipment. So in August, we were joined by State Senator Matt Dolan and Congressman Dave Joyce's outreach officer, Katie Berger, in cutting the ribbon on what ended up being a roughly $900,000 state-of-the-art playground for kids and adults of all abilities. And that's the coolest part of the whole thing, is it's all inclusive. Kids 9 to 90 of all abilities can enjoy every part of the park. So not only did the recreation staff do an amazing job reimagining the space and managing the construction project, they were also able to secure grants to cover roughly 1/3 of the construction costs. So we ended up with the best playground around at a savings to the village, which is terrific. So once all this snow melts, we invite everybody in the chamber to come on over to Parkview and have a ball. It's really just a terrific addition to the village, and we're proud to have rolled that out. Another thing you may have noticed this fall, although they're not quite complete, they're still missing the juice to light them up. You've probably noticed two 13-foot tall pylon signs at both ends of our core commercial district at either end of Beta Drive. So one's at the corner of Somme and Beta, the other's at the corner of Wilson Mills and Beta. Really cool signs that help bolster our commercial image. And once CEI sort of wraps up taking care of all the storm damage, hats off to them as well, we'll have some power to these things, and they'll look terrific and really help set the table for a good commercial district for us, a good, strong commercial district. Along Highland Road this year, one of the largest investments in the village's recent history is well underway. After a zoning change was approved by the voters last year, the Montebello subdivision is coming together nicely. All of the grading, infrastructure, utilities, and roads were completed over the summer and fall. Perimeter landscaping was recently installed, and ground will soon be broken on the first 4 of 52 new single-family homes along the south side of Highland Road. And we very much look forward to welcoming those new neighbors over the next few years. On the business side of things, we spent a huge amount of time and energy this spring and summer connecting our business community to resources that can help them survive the crisis. We're very proud of the effort that we put in, first educating ourselves about what is out there, such as the EIDL and the PPP, state grants, SBA loans, even some philanthropic resources, and then distributing that information to our 120 plus businesses in the village, making them aware of regulations, requirements, deadlines, even helping some fill out their applications, so on and so forth. Extremely proud of the work that we did to keep folks informed, plugged in, and hopefully benefiting from these programs. From the very beginning of the crisis, going back to February or March, Mayor Bodnar and village staff sat down to discuss how the village itself might be able to chip in and help the business community survive the situation. But because so many billions and billions of dollars sort of flooded the market early, we decided to sit tight for just a bit to see how things played out. After several rounds of federal, state, and county opportunities, it became clear to us that not everybody in the village who needed help got help. So because that need remained, we got together with Village Council and put together our own small business relief program. In October, we awarded 20 grants of $2,500 each. Those were quickly snapped up, and council soon appropriated another round of funding, which was also claimed very quickly. In December, we do plan to approach council for a third and hopefully final round of funding for that program. One quick note about that program, and it's probably the part of the story I'm most proud of, and it has nothing to do with me or the mayor or council. Back in October, when I was speaking with some of our mom and pops, once the program went live, I was sure to mention the program to them, and saying something along the lines of, hey, make sure you apply quickly because we think this funding will be exhausted soon. And I remember I had 3 businesses, I won't mention their names, but they know who they are, All three of them told me basically the same thing, and that was, hey, I very much appreciate the offer, but you know what? We've been able to tread water. We're kind of doing okay, and we'd rather see that money end up in the hands of folks that need it more than we do. And I was absolutely blown away by that. Just what a terrific statement about the character of this community. Very, very proud to have gotten that response from multiple people. Likewise, we had 7 or 8 businesses donate supplies, PPE, and even meals to our emergency forces, doctors and nurses at Hillcrest, as well as some frontline retail workers. We salute those folks, even though they were kind of struggling to keep their own doors open. They extended a hand to others, and we greatly appreciate that as well. Challenging times often bring out the best in us, and we saw that. So a huge heartfelt thanks to everybody who chipped in to their neighbors this spring and summer. As we closed out the year, we were able to welcome Congressman Dave Joyce to Mayfield Village. He spent about half of his day with us on October 20th, meeting with village staff, Mayor Bodnar and Council President Steve Schutt, as well as the executives at QED, Quality Electrodynamics, and Mayfran International on Beta Drive. The congressman came to town because he wanted to hear sort of how companies were tackling the challenges associated with COVID, and as well as get a tour of their impressive facilities along Beta. And I think both the congressman and us came away impressed that both of these companies were able to continue operating throughout the entire crisis, never really closing down at all. Both of them were sort of on the forefront of developing programs and techniques to keep their staff as safe as possible while keeping productivity high. So our hats off to them, and we thank Congressman Joyce for coming out as well. We thank him for his continued partnership and advocacy on behalf of the village, as we do all of our county and staff, state and federal partners. Lastly, one thing we've been working on for several months is rolling out new business-friendly zoning, primarily in our core commercial area of Beta Drive, that will allow our existing companies to grow in place. We have a few that are sort of bursting at the seams, which is a great problem to have, but we want to make sure they're able to grow and stay here in the village versus look elsewhere. We think this will help them do that. We also think it'll help set the table for attracting some new development into the village to help diversify the tax base. So we will get this language wrapped up and out to the electorate for a vote next November. So hopefully by the time the next State of the Cities luncheon comes around, we'll be in a good position to help accommodate the needs of our business community. So thank you all once again for tuning in. Hopefully you stayed awake for this few minutes. And thanks again for Joe Coradetti's leadership at the Chamber, everyone at the Chamber for having us. We're proud to be a partner with you. And lastly, thanks to all our partner communities in the Mayfield Area Chamber. That's Mayor Schneider over in Gates Mills, Mayor Brunello in Highland Heights, and Mayor DeSico in Mayfield Heights. We appreciate your partnership and your friendship. We're all in this together. So with that, I'll sign off. Happy holidays to everybody. Stay safe. Thanks.